So, I believe yesterday I said I wanted Friday to move higher into the TGIF for the week, the 20 and 30% retracement, and it already did that overnight here and then almost reached that one there, and it left some buy side up there as well. But my main concern initially is the sell side down here, and then the gap closure and potential full gap closure, the liquidity down here. It's running lower very quickly. Feel good about the market reaching for the liquidity down here, but it needs to offer a premium before I can get in. So I don't want to chase it down. Into this 5 minute for value gap. It's a really nice run lower. Went up to this little breaker. chart. Just went straight down. So might try to go for some sort of scalp down to these lows, but it needs to offer something of a premium. It's just gone straight down so far. NQ and ES both have buy side up here. Considering how quickly we've dropped, we could come back up. Why does it do that? Okay, whatever. 16. No. 25 3/4. 26. I have a feeling it might reverse here. I pull up a 5 minute. I think this is a breaker because we have a swing high, goes lower, takes liquidity, and then comes back up above that high. And it worked a lot in here, so this is a balanced price range. Um, it's also the electronic trading hours opening gap here, or new day gap. Um, there's a lot of liquidity here, though. I wouldn't be shocked if they go take all that. But it's a balanced price range because it was offered back and forth. Um, and it's inside of this breaker. This fair value gap is holding price down really nicely. Midpoint here. I think they'll probably go take the lows because they left all of these lows stacked up here. If they would have swept something in here with the balanced price range, then I would think it might not go lower. But because they did leave all of that, they'll probably go take it. Equal highs here. Bullish S&T on ES as well, with the equal highs above the market. And it's Friday, so I do want to lean higher just in general. But initially, I did want to see a move lower to take a lot of these lows out. And I still think I want to see these taken. It's interesting that it's slowed down here. It start going lower right at macro. It's really nice how this fair value gap behaved. None of the bodies closed above the midpoint, and it reached up deep into it, but every time came back down below that midpoint. It's also anchored to a daily quadrant there. I can't wait and then react to something like this immediate rebalance. It went up to that and then came back down so quickly. There's no time for me to really react to it. I would just need to place a limit order right there, anticipating it. And if it doesn't offer it, then just cancel the order once that gets taken. So I was kind of wanting to scalp it down to this low because it's obvious that it's going there, but I would have needed to place a limit order and just anticipate some sort of entry. You can't really wait and react uh, in a condition like this. Okay, so we just took all the sell side, and now we're trading into a 15-minute inversion for value gap here. In macro, equal highs here. I'm gonna get rid of this. Focus on this inversion for value gap. Really interesting. Um, Trying to annotate yesterday's low. It's right there. I don't really think that'll get taken necessarily. We've already taken all of the overnight liquidity. Okay, just got in there. my stop below the low of day. And I'm using this Wix midpoint. Feel like it might not do much more than that. It could dip into this wick as well. Um, I want to stay above the midpoint of that. Maybe I should have waited for that. That might be a better entry because it's inside the fair value gap. But I thought it might get moving up through this inversion. It's a nice reaction right off the midpoint. I should have waited for this one probably, but that's okay. It's about 10 o'clock. I think at 10 o'clock we'll pop up for these equal highs here. To overcome this for value gap, need to get up above it. Block, I want to see a quick move higher. I want to go to break even because it's 10, and I want to see it get through that. Okay. If we break this high, okay, I'm going to go to break even because we broke that high. I want to see continuation at this point. Okay, I'm out there, break even. My next entry, I'm going to try to get in deeper down here. So I think it'll come back down. Again, it's taking too long to break through this, I think. I think if it's bullish, it should have gone higher on this candle after it reached lower. I let it go against me here. I let it reach lower, but when it comes back up like that, it needs to have continuation. So I just went ahead and got out break even. Yeah, I think NQ is going to take at least this low here. If not, maybe both of them. It might reach into the lower portion of this inversion. And then it would be good to watch the event. Trying to eyeball this as good as I can. The event horizon of these two liquidity pools. This is the yesterday's low, and then that liquidity pool I was targeting for overnight. Okay, so we should take this low now because we have a body closing below the midpoint of the wick. So we should go take that low. We are in the bigger, like the 15-minute inversion. So I could see it not taking that low if it's going to be bullish and bounce off this. If this wasn't here, then this low is a lot higher odds, I think. But when it tips this low, I'd prefer to see a pretty quick move back up above the midpoint of the inversion for value gap. It would be interesting if it reaches for this lower daily for value gap. But since it's Friday, I don't really want it to go deeper. I'd rather see a retracement back into the range. It has technically already done that though with the overnight session, but I want to see that with regular trading hours, I think. We had a really quick move lower, and now they're kind of generating all these bear flags here. Retail would be chasing this lower. So I kind of want to go against that idea and try to look for longs. Swept that low. Came up above this candle here. That's interesting. ES is starting to move higher as well. This could be the move higher, I think. See if I can't get the change in the state right here. The stop. Down there. Looking for this order block here for an entry. Maybe I should have gone for an entry down here like I said, but I was expecting this low to get taken. I cancel this. I just have a weird feeling about it. Just want to watch and see what it does here. Because these equal lows are here. And it's only wicked. it only wicked through this liquidity, and it might want to dig deeper into that potentially. This could be a soup. Be a soup and then come down to take these lows. That would be my fill had I kept that order in. If this whole inefficiency gets filled in here, then it's going to take these lows. ES does still have liquidity below the market, but there's bullish SMT, and Q already took that all out. Um, but that doesn't, I mean, it could go lower today. It could be, okay, so that's actually positive. The fact that it held that change in the state and then came back up above the midpoint of this inversion, that's positive for higher prices. I think I'd want to be break even at that point because I'd want to see continuation if I was long, because it's already traded into this uh, inefficiency twice. Now it's coming down a third time. That's not really what you want to see if it's going to go higher. Technically, my entry here wouldn't have stopped out either, but I'd prefer not to take that drawdown. That's kind of just lucky that it didn't take this low. So I'm still happy getting out break even there. We're working that lower quadrant of the new day gap as well. Spending too much time here. I think it's going to come back for these lows. It should have already gone higher by now. So this really should have stayed open. Technically a volume imbalance there, but yeah, I just filled that in, so I don't think this is bullish yet. We took low of day. This is basically just the range between that liquidity and this liquidity graded. Hmm. This is a breaker. This down close candle is a bearish breaker. So if it's bearish, it should stay below that. So basically 10 o'clock hit here, and it offered a small reversal and a soup for continuation lower. It's interesting that the breaker midpoint is overlapping the low of the new day gap. Went up and touched that and immediately fell lower. That's also overlapping a daily octant there as well. Can't really see it because it's overlapping it so well. That's part of the daily for value gap. ES has not taken its internal low here. So we could see continuation down to that daily low. Just double check that's, yeah, that daily low there. Hey, that's the midpoint of these two liquidity pools. Okay, so we close below the midpoint. That means that this daily low is pretty likely to get reached. It's interesting. That's a 16th here between the octant and the high. Looks pretty dead on. Yeah. So these are projections of the new day gap lower below the sell side here. Feel like it's going to run down to this daily for value gap. It could stop. It could stop at the low of the daily for value gap. That would be a really interesting place to watch. Back up into this breaker again. But now there's relative equal lows here. And there is a body closing below that. So this is probably just a really sensitive area. If it gets through that, it'll probably very quickly drop to the next fair value gap. It's really interesting. I really wanted to get in after I saw that. Uh, but a part of me wanted to wait for the candle to close and then trade up into the wick again. All right, trying to get in on this wick here. Went to this inversion, and my stop is above the midpoint of that inversion. That's my fill. And I'm aiming for this low, and then any projection below that. Now it's interesting. Refresh this. My trading platform isn't showing. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Never mind. Okay, I just had to refresh it. I don't like that it's digging this deep into this inversion. I wanted it to run pretty quick off that. Got this high. Just to run lower now, pretty quick. I was hoping that it would be heavier quicker there, but it came up again, so we'll see. I don't like that. I don't like that it snapped back up like that. Okay, now it needs to go lower immediately, or it'll stop out. Yeah, it's a stop out. I don't think it's going to hold. It shouldn't be coming up again like that. It really shouldn't. Come on. Twice now it's gone up above that midpoint. It needs to go lower right now. Needs to get heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Needs to get back below this midpoint of that wick. Needs to run for this low. Part of me just wants to get out for a small loss right here, but it did hold that midpoint of the inversion, so that's good. But it needs to go lower. It's kind of lucky it didn't stop me out there. Needs to get really heavy. Just about 1030. 1030, I want to see it go lower immediately. Immediate rebalance. I'm going to try to get to break even pretty quick if it allows me to do that. Okay, failed to reach the lower quadrant, fell back down. It's positive. Trying to be patient with it. I don't like how much time it's spending here. It needs to have already gone lower. It needs to get going. Lots of sensitivity here. This is frustrating that it's stopping right there like that. Because I know if it got below that, it would snap lower. Not looking good. It really sucks. All right, come on. Needs to just keep going. Watching the 5 second, there's a nice inefficiency. Needs to leave it open and just run for the lows, the internal lows here. Needs to leave it open. It's so annoying that it's stuck here like this. So, so annoying. Okay. Patient. Stopped at the midpoint of this inefficiency there. Come on, break through it. Break through it. Probably gonna get stop break even. I don't care. I'm out break even. God, bro, that was miserable. I tightened it to break even on the 5 second chart once it went just a little bit past my entry. That was miserable. Um, Goodness. I mean, it got 3 ticks away from my stop loss, so that's pretty lucky. Or not lucky. Maybe it was a really good stop placement, but yeah, just miserable. It held the inversion for value gap, the midpoint. It held that. It mohawked past the midpoint, and I gave it room with the stop. I was nested inside of this inefficiency in this little balanced price range. So it got like 3 ticks away, did not stop me. Uh, it's still being miserable. Still. So lots of buy side being generated here. Um, Ugh. I maybe should have just gotten out break even the second it offered it to me instead of waiting those extra couple minutes. Oh. But I was trying to give it a chance. And now it was based off the close below the midpoint of these two liquidity pools. And then it swept this high, went to the breaker and stopped, came back down. And so I got in on that wick. And then this inversion I was using as my kind of defensive PD array. And it held. I was able to get out break even, but I was expecting it to just run back down to this low here. But it's working this range. So I still want to see that low taken, but seems like they're gonna maybe take some internal highs or something first. I wish I had taken a short here when I said that I thought it was bearish and gonna go for these lows, because that was a pretty easy move down to here, and then I could have potentially targeted the event horizon and the low of the daily for value gap, potentially, and that would have been a nice little scalp. So we're tripping this bull flag, and we stay below the midpoint of the inversion still. So it's interesting. This is doing a really good job at holding price. Really good job. Bull flag tripped. It would be interesting if it reverses here and then goes down for these equal lows and then yesterday's low. If it leaves this intact, that's a nice lunch macro draw on liquidity. Tempting to get in short here, honestly. Really tempting. See, 5-minute wick here. It's the midpoint of it. ES still has equal lows. Yeah. See about that. Idea being that it doesn't take these highs, and then that's going to be a lunch macro. And I'm attacking this bull flag idea here for the equal lows. Just about macro as well. It's my fill. It's a nice reaction there. Five minutes just about to open. Lots of stacked little lows right here on the 5-second chart. Now we're in macro. When this low here gets taken, I'll go to break even. Want to see follow through there down to this low. Okay, gonna go to break even. It's like equal lows, but that's close enough for me because I just want to see follow through at that point. Yeah, equal lows. But it's good enough for me to go to break even. Okay, out there, no follow through. Took both sides. Took out these lows, generated buy side, then went and took the buy side. Went to that 5-minute wicks midpoint to the tick and then fell away from it. feel like this seems like a pretty good entry here on the lower quadrant of this inversion. Trips the buy orders here, and now we're taking sell side. Want this to be a breakaway gap. That's my fill. No need to come take this because that's manipulation. And I want it to use this as inversion for value gap and go take these lows. New 5-minute candle just opened. Want that to stay open. I don't like that. Don't like that. It's exactly what I don't want to see. Wow. Damn. That sucks. Ah, that sucks. Stop is above that 5-minute Wix midpoint. Yeah, that's my stop out. That's annoying, dude. It's being so fucking difficult. So annoying. Currently down $50 from that loss. So annoying the way that happens. Hmm. 11 o'clock. Took this high. Traded into this 5 minute for value gap. It's an inversion for value gap. Held it nicely earlier this morning. The fuck? ES is just ripping. So annoying, dude. So annoying. Like, ES just took the AM session high of day. All the way up here. So, bearish SMT on NQ. Took a lot of buy side in here. Also trading into a 15-minute breaker up here. I'm in short there. I'm putting a stop up above these highs. Because I think the idea of leaving highs intact for the lunch macro is nice, and we've already done enough here, taking out all this buy side. I'm using this inversion for value gap as the basis for my trade, that it should stay in the lower half with the bodies. Just took those highs too. Maybe I'm just wrong, and this is the reversal. I just don't trust it for whatever reason. Really frustrating. Past 2 days of trading. It's been really, really, really fucking frustrating. It would be nice if we get a sharp move lower after taking those and we stay inside of this 5-minute inversion. I like that it's aggressively coming back down after doing that. I feel like the stop is in jeopardy though, honestly. It's just I just wasn't trusting this move. All on the basis that it closed like that there, and I was wanting to see that low of day, yesterday's low of day, and that's just not happening apparently. At least not right now. Feeling really frustrated. Getting pretty close to the stop loss. Got one tick away from the stop. Went to 68 and 3/4 and stops at 69. It's so close to the stop. I don't think it makes sense to even just get out break even because it's the majority of the loss is already would already be realized if I just got out. So I might as well just let it stop me. I feel like maybe like right now I could justify getting out early because it's now closer to my initial entry, so like now it would actually be a smaller loss, but it's also coming back in my direction after sweeping these highs, so it's just a lot to weigh. Don't exactly know what to do. Should have really trusted this move higher more than I did because of all this buy side here. I was just thinking that the lunch macro would run that and it might leave it for lunch macro. That was the idea, but that didn't happen. 5 minute stayed inside of the inversion, inside of the high of it, right there. Went to the midpoint of this wick. Trying to see if it can afford me break even, but of course it's stopping right before it gets there and going against me again. I maybe should have just gotten out for the small loss. It's been really frustrating. I just don't know why wouldn't it go right there, right? It's like so close. Why wouldn't it just get there? It's annoying. Wow, I can't believe it didn't go take that little low there. So I was just gonna get out when it went here. Try to get out. Hmm. Okay. It's just so frustrating. Trying to get out break even. I'm really trying. Placed a limit order to get out at that level if it goes and touches it. Which I think it would be reasonable to come back down to those lows, but maybe not before stopping me. it really should get me out break even at this point. It really, really should. No reason not to. There's equal lows right at my exit, so come on. Gosh, it's insane how reluctant it's being. There we go. Goodness gracious. I lost $2. Really annoying. I just needed to trust this move higher because there's all the buy side here. And whenever it fails to go lower here, I feel like it's gonna just go take the, like, it makes sense for it to just go take the buy side. I just needed to trust that more, I guess. And it is Friday. I said I wanted to lean long in general, and that's a long setup, so it's just annoying. Oh, so very annoying. It's very fortunate I didn't get stopped here. It went one tick away from my stop, came back down. Played a bunch of games in here. I was able to get out for break even. Um, it still cost me the trading fees, but that's fine. So really, really small loss on the day. I'm down $53. It's just really, it's more mentally taxing than anything. It's just really frustrating. One little body closing below that just like threw me off. I just really thought it was gonna come down to this low. It still could. For lunch macro, it might come down to the low of day potentially. So it could just be that my timing's off. ES has equal lows at low of day. The 15-minute chart is trading into a breaker, which it is respecting the midpoint of. The body closed basically right on the midpoint. Let's annotate that. I go to a 15-minute. The body's there. I was like one tick above it. It's close enough. But I believe that's a breaker. It's a low, and then took liquidity here, and now we're trading back below it here. So this black line is this down close candles midpoint. So that's the breaker I'm looking at. Trading into that on the higher time frame. Um, this liquidity being here, I needed to expect that to get taken, or at least uh, be open to the possibility of that getting taken. 11:20. Mhm. Do have these equal highs above the market still. It could, because it's Friday. It's so frustrating, so difficult. Because it's Friday, I honestly wouldn't be completely shocked if from here it just kept grinding back up to these highs. I wouldn't be completely shocked, but I kind of want to see yesterday's low taken as well. You know what else? I guess the body did close below that on the 5 minute here. But the 15 minute did not. 15 minute just swept that level, and it did fail to touch the low by a tick. The daily fair value gap. I shouldn't put so much weight behind that, I don't think. So much weight behind it. But if I'm thinking about the lunch macro, um, all of the buy side has been taken here, so I'm really kind of looking at these equal lows right here, and then these equal lows with yesterday's low of day. I feel like that makes the most sense. Almost 11:30. Full flag up near a key level on the higher time frame on the 5 minute and 15 minute. We're at a inversion for value gap and a breaker. Took all of the liquidity that was generated today. I mean, at open, it just kind of fell straight down. Plus, ES has taken a high of day already for the AM session, so NQ doesn't really need to go any higher than it already has. Technically, these wicks swept that low, but the bodies here are really equal. So that is something to watch too. Equal lows right here. I think they're probably going to take these highs out. So it could be it continues offering a higher premium up until 12:30, and then 12:30 sends us lower. I could see that happening. All right, it's about 11:30, and we're tripping this bull flag here. Sell side down here. It's very interesting. Bearish SMT on ES now at this high. Touch that daily Wicks midpoint on the 11:30 candle. Also the midpoint of the new day gap there as well. Just snapped up. I was liking what I was seeing here with that midpoint of the new day gap above this bull flag. My stop is above a 5-minute breaker midpoint. Trading up into a 15-minute for value gap. That snapped real quick though. I was wanting it to stop here. Basically, as soon as I decided to get in, it snapped. This is a 15-minute for value gap. Trading into. It's annoying. I mean, seconds after I got in short here, this snapped up like that. Right here in that moment, it was looking good, but after that, kind of immediate snap up, I don't know. Play a stop out. I don't know. My initial bias is playing out. I'm just not following it, I guess. I just don't trust it for whatever reason. It's really annoying. It's a real clean move up. I just didn't fucking trust it. That's the stop out. So now I'm down $113 on the day. I should probably just be done. I'm so fucking annoyed. Just all of this is so annoying to me. So fucking frustrated. Like I was trying to. I went long here. I called all of this perfect. Perfect. Yesterday's low is what threw me off for the entire rest of this fucking session. I called all of this perfect. I managed my trades perfect. I should have taken a short here. I said it was going to go take these lows. I didn't do it. It went and took the lows. And then this 29,263.5 is what I was wanting to see for sell side. It took it. It used this inversion for value gap on the 15-minute chart to go higher, and I just didn't trust the move for whatever reason. I don't know why. I said I wanted to lean higher for this, potentially, and I was just shorting in here. I mean, I wrote down TGIF has mostly been met already, and overnight has generated lots of sell side below market. So I want to lean lower for 29,263.5. That's where it went. And then right after that, oh, and then I wrote, I want to lean for 29,263.5. Might flip long later in the day, is what I fucking wrote down. It took 2963.5 and then immediately went higher. I wrote it down. I called this, and I just didn't trust it for whatever reason. It's like self fucking sabotage. I don't know. This is like, and now there's no trade because it's probably just going to keep going higher, honestly, up to the buy side here. It's probably just going to keep going. I didn't capitalize on anything to the downside, down to the level I called. And then I took losses going against my bias. So, I don't know. It's frustrating. I don't get it. And then yesterday, I mean, I took 7 trades and I was break even on the day. I can't even remember right now. I'm pretty sure yeah, I was correct on the direction that it moved. I was pretty correct on everything it did yesterday. But yeah, I remember. I went short here. Phil stopped me. I got back in up here, and I got stopped by 1 tick, which would have made it a profitable day if I hadn't gotten stopped by 1 tick there. Got stopped for profit, so it was just break even. And then I missed this move because I was wanting to see the low here and the low of the fair value gap. Called the low of day yesterday, by the way, because I wanted to see the low of the fucking fair value gap. Didn't short it here. I was distracted. I got here to trade right here because I wanted to go short here for continuation lower. And by the time I got situated, the move had already started and there was no entry. So I missed that too. Literally missed it by 2 minutes or something. So I missed that. Break even yesterday. And then now I'm down today, even though I called it see how it's going straight up? See how I said it wasn't going to offer an entry and it's just going to go straight up to the highs? That's what it's doing. So, and it's doing that because it's Friday. I said it would do that because it's Friday. And I just got all bent out of whack because I saw this happen and I thought it would go to this low, and it didn't. And then it showed me multiple times it wasn't really wanting to go lower, and I just didn't trust it. And now it's going straight up, and I'm not in it, and I'm down $113. So it's just annoying. I'm still up on the week, pretty sure. But it's like, it's just really fucking annoying. Uh, is that right? Monday. What? Why is it getting so fucking frustrated? Okay, so I'm still up $250 on the week, but It's so easy. I mean, look at this move. It so easily could have been so much better than it is. And then over here, I went long, got stop break even right here. I said I'd like to get in long below these lows. It went below the lows. It went to the low of the fair value gap. And it went higher, and I didn't get long in there. So that would have been the low of day. Let's just be generous. Let's give myself a bad entry and see what this would be looking like right now had I just done what I said I wanted to do. It would be up over $300, and my full target is over 500 on one trade. And I'd be up 300 on the week already if I hadn't taken these losses with the shorts. So if I got out right now, it'd be 330. And this is assuming I had like kind of a bad fill. I could have had a really good fill near the low of day. So that's over $600 had I just been aiming for these highs instead of aiming for this low. Oh. I mean, I said 2.9, 263.5. Later in the day, flip long. It's exactly what I said. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what I didn't do. So. And now I really don't think I'm interested in anything else for the rest of the day. Maybe in the PM session. Plus, now I'm down 113. So before I was down 50, and it's like pretty easy to just. It's pretty easy to make that back with one trade plus profit. It's a lot harder to do that with $100 loss. More than likely, I could just get break even for the day. Unless, I don't know, unless I get a really good entry or something and I'm actually able to get a good move out of it, but I just don't. Makes so much sense to be going higher as well down there. Just this low from yesterday is what threw me off. That's it. It didn't have to go take that. At open, it immediately ran down. And then when it got to liquidity, it accumulated. Reached down for the low of the daily fair value gap. And then we have a break of structure here. Order block here and here as well. And this 15-minute inversion for value gap that it used. The 15-minute stayed inside of it. Touched the high of it here, right where I went short that first time and got stopped out. And it's basically gone straight up. Like, and it's after 10 o'clock. So after 10, it's pretty common to see a reversal. between 10 and 12 a.m. or 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. 10:20 made the low. 10:30 offered an entry. 10:50 macro offered an entry where I went short. Low formed at 11:20 here, could have got in. And then basically lunch macro at 11:30 sent it way higher. And now it's here, and it's too late to do anything. So this makes complete sense. I'm just going to be done. I'm probably done for the day, unless something is obvious later on. It's just annoying. Should have done way better this week. Honestly, I really should have. Especially today. I did exactly what I said I should do today, and the risk reward was insane, and I got. It's not even that I didn't get any of it, that would be one thing, but I took losses doing the opposite of what I said I should do. So, it's just bad at trading, basically. Just really bad trading. So, that's going to be it for now.